Hi, collective. Today I wanted to talk about feelings because so many people are reaching out who are feeling kind of disconnected from the process at the moment. And I feel like this is a necessary thing to happen because there is so many disclosures happening, so many things that are actually shaking the fabric of existence. There has been an illusion. The matrix within it is an illusion that's been created by the elite and forces that makes us feel like the world that we see is the real world, and so that people don't look beyond that. And then within the world, to make it seem even more real, we have some what people call NPCs, non-player characters. You know, like when you play a game and there's those characters, like in GTA, say, the one that gets chucked out the car. No one's controlling that character, but it makes the scene look and feel more real. So we have humans like that who live among us, who are just there to make us feel like this illusion is real. The problem with what's happening at the moment, it's not a problem, it's what's supposed to happen, but it feels like a problem to people, is that the illusion is being exposed, and what happens within the matrix is being exposed, and it's causing people to have cognitive dissonance, like how could this be happening, especially things like what's happening with the exposure of what's happening with the children and the elite paedophile rings that needs purging from society. And the more we learn about it and we learn about what's happening to children, the harder it is, especially if you're a deeply feeling person, to cope with the illusion at the moment. And it's creating feelings of distrust, anger, upset, and making people feel like, what is this all about? Like we live in this world, we believe it to be a certain way, and suddenly we're finding that we're being told people that stars people have admired for years are evil. We've been told about satanic rituals, these paedophile rings. Um, it's just a lot, and it really is difficult for people to process. And it's going to become more and more difficult, especially as more disclosures happen. So people who are awakened already to a lot of what's going on will cope much better than the people who are not awakened or are refusing to awaken. Because when there's full disclosure, they're going to struggle, because how do you go from believing everything to be one particular way and suddenly all of it is exposed as being like a hoax, like your whole life has been a psyop? At least if you've had an idea of that beforehand, you will kind of move along with it. And another thing with 2020 on a spiritual level, you've heard the term 2020 vision. There's been a lot of more spiritual phenomenon happening. So people are seeing and hearing a lot more. And to be able to upgrade with the planet and move along with the changes, it's something you kind of have to start learning to not fear and accept, so that you don't struggle with the changes, because spirit world is moving closer to us. The veil's becoming thinner because they have to work with us now to help us upgrade and help us move along with the changes, because the disclosures are going to mean we're going to have a whole new way of living and a whole new way of being. But people think this is all conspiracy theory, that this can't be happening. But every day there are things coming out now. Every day there are things changing. But if you refuse to see it, of course you won't see it. There's that phrase, isn't there? For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible. But there'll come a point when there'll be no denial. People will see it, but a lot of people are not going to cope. Especially if people are what you call NPCs, because they're programmed to just believe what the illusion of the matrix. They can't think beyond that. You all know that person who never sees anything in anything. It's got not a spiritual bone in their body, can't understand anyone believing anything else. Anything you say, they have a set argument for. So, like, sometimes if you have an argument with someone who is, say, religious, and they can only answer by quoting a text from their, quoting text from their, whatever their religious book is, like the Bible, they can't answer in any other way, no way outside of the box. That's like an NPC. So everyone knows people like that, and you know they will not cope with full disclosure. But the best thing you can do is get yourself in, if you are one of the awakened people and you are preparing yourself, get your mind balanced, get your mind right so that you can cope with the changes. Get yourself feeling secure in who you are. Make sure that your spirit is as light as it can be. Make sure that you are doing right for yourself, that you are being of a service to humanity, you're trying to help other people. Try and get yourself in the best position so that you are able to move with the changes, so that your spirit is able to be one of those that moves on and not one that gets stuck in what will soon be a defunct matrix that will be of no use to anyone. Get yourself meditating, get yourself thinking, talk to other people, raise your vibration, have start developing links with other like-minded spiritual people, because everyone, you're going to need each other as a collective. People are going to need each other. And while I'm on the topic of collective, me and Spencer David, I don't know if you've seen videos we've done together on his channel, which is called Expression of Consciousness. We've done videos, but me and him are going to be talking about we're going to start a new group called the Collective Consciousness that will be on Facebook, and we'll be developing other spiritual learning materials from there. So I hope you all have a good day. I hope you've understood the message today. If you need to if you need to have like a talk or anything about what's coming up, lots of spiritual people like myself have been following the changes, following what full disclosure means, following, I've told you before to look up the event that's supposed to happen 21st of December this year, so you can get yourself prepared. Because even if, say, spiritual people are wrong and this stuff doesn't happen, what's the harm in preparing yourself spiritually for something amazing? Because all it will mean is that you are spiritually in a great place anyway. So raising your vibration and connecting with other people in the collective consciousness can only be a positive thing, regardless of what comes to be of 2020. But there is a lot more spiritual phenomena happening. People I know who wouldn't consider themselves spiritual are starting to hear and see things. They would say, oh, I'm not spiritual. This thing, it's sticking everywhere. They say I'm not spiritual, but they're seeing and hearing things. They are more like logical brain than I would consider myself, and yet it's happening. So 2020 is a big year, and on the Ethiopian calendar, 2020 is considered to be 2012, which was a year that the Mayans said would be the end of the world. And if you think that they said it'll be the 21st of December, and that's when the event is supposed to happen this year, if you connect all the dots, then you will see that 2020 is a massive year with massive changes. So get your mind right, get your body right, get your emotions right, get everything in order, connect with people, spiritually raise your vibration, and whatever the outcome of 2020 is, you know then that you're going to be okay. Understood? Comprende? Well, that was a short video for today. I will speak to you all soon. Namaste.